Hey everybody, I'm down here in central Wisconsin at a Hammock Forums hang, which is called the Shack Hang. And a Hammock Forums hang is where a bunch of people get together and you hang your hammocks throughout the woods. And if you have a tent, don't have a hammock, everyone's welcome to these Hammock Forums hangs. And you get a big fire at nighttime. Everyone brings food, you pig out. And the best part is meeting new people and old friends that if you've gone to these a lot, you catch up with the people that you have met before. And Tumbleweed, what's on the menu?
Pulled pork,
prime real estate
sandwiches and hamburger buns, and lasagna, made by my wife, which is pretty good stuff.
All right.
I know so. Hey, hi, how are you? Are you kidding me? I'm not on camera.
Open that door.
I can open the door for you.
Open that door. Let's see what we got in here.
It's called Driftless Glen.
Somebody got their wires mixed up. I have not been sick at all.
No, couldn't
That's why I was like, I'm
last.
so glad to, I was
mean?
like,
The pulled pork.
How many times have you bailed me out? Every time I get stuck. I mean, a lot of times.
I'll get it next.
Delicious.
How's the food, you guys?
Oh, it's awesome.
It's always good at the Shack Hang.
Oh yeah, no, it was delicious.
And just talk about, hammocks, I guess, and there's other things, because everyone out here, what I'm getting at is, they have the same interests. Their politics might be different, their religion might be different, everything might be different, but one thing out here everyone has in common is either with the hammock or just being in the great outdoors. Got off work yesterday at 12:30, hurried up and picked up a runner at his house. We're on the road by 1. Got down here at 4 o'clock yesterday evening, and it was just starting to get dark, so we hurried up and set up our hammocks.
Pretty much a couple of things. We made it just in time. I think you're 90 miles an hour on the way out. That helped us, though.
Little breezy.
Don't tell Pig, okay?
It's a little breezy down here. I thought it would be more protected.
It is breezy.
Might have to put the doors up.
He said that we should stay out of the west wind, but you wanted to come down here.
I pitched the tarp low, not in porch mode, because it was really windy down there, and later I pitched the doors to block that wind. When we first came here, it didn't snow, and as you can see, there's snow now. And it's predicted to snow pretty much all day, 70% chance, but we'll see how that goes. But I'm gonna hike around here because it's just beautiful with that fresh snow. And then I'm gonna see and wake up Runner and get him going. Now this trail that I'm on is the Ice Age Trail. It's about 1,000 miles, a little more, that runs through Wisconsin. And my hammock is about 100 feet from the trail. And it's just a beautiful area right here. Man, it is really great to be back and catching up with the guys, because I haven't been here in 3 years. It was shut down for 2 years. The year before that, I had a funeral I had to go to in Chicago. And then the year before that, I was up here and I was sick. And wasn't smart to stay here. I kind of stayed away from people, and people probably thought, what an idiot, what a jerk. But I'm going to make up to these guys now. I'm going to go and catch up with the old friends and meet the new friends. And, wow, I wish I could have met you. I wish you would have been here. So I'm going to go get Runner. Now the hammock that I'm using is from Dream Hammock. It's a Sparrow. And underneath it for insulation, I have a 3/4 length underquilt from Hammock Gear, the Phoenix, and that's a 0 degree, which has 4 extra ounces of down. That thing is a beast. That really keeps me warm. And the temperatures right now is about 25 degrees, which is -3 Celsius. So it didn't get that cold, and it's not going to be cold up here. It's going to be right around freezing 0 Celsius. And the top quilt is a burrow also from Hammock Gear. That's a 0 degree with 4 extra ounces down, and that thing is a monster also. And the tarp is from War Bonnet. It's a Superfly, and I have it modularized. Right now, I don't have the center pole, and I'm going to put that in to help deflect that snow. I slept great in there, you guys, and I got up and I didn't want to get out of there, but it was so beautiful with the new snow. So, but I'm going to head up there to see what the other guys are doing. Get some water in me, and because I'm thirsty. And then see what's for breakfast. Morning, Runner. What are you up to?
Marine. It's a great day out in the woods today. Marine, it's too early. Too early to be filming me.
It's never too early.
I haven't combed my hair yet. Yeah, me too, kind of. Sorry, I was a firefighter for 18 years. Okay. Yeah, I love the fire.
Dude, look at this. I got my front door here. Pretty irresponsible.
You got it going good.
Hey guys, this is Tumbleweed, and he owns this property here. He's graciously lets us come here. Well, you can do it a couple times. I come here every December, and it's one of my, like I said, it's one of my favorite things.
We've been messing with this. I started about 10 years ago. I dragged this building off of the homestead up to the hill here, and then I enjoyed it, so I wanted to share that experience with other people. So we hunt here every year for forever. And now we hammock hang. We got probably a dozen cars, maybe. Oh, more than that, 20 cars. So 45 people, something like that.
That's a great
And
turnout.
It's too many.
But it's good to see new people. It's
Yeah.
good to see the old people catch up.
Yeah,
Miss you guys.
yeah.
I see that you lost the beard.
I took the beard off with, I had some psoriasis developing, and then I was always scratching it. And so it was itching and raw and stuff, so I took the beard off just for comfort's sake. I had more frost dripping off my mustache.
Well, there's your frost bib is right there.
Right there, yeah.
Now with it snowing, I'm getting a lot of snow on the tarp, and it's pulling it in. So what I'll do is, I got a pole module that I'm going to set up. It's going to open up the hammock, and it's going to divert the snow from one side to the other. First you want to get the snow off. Then unhook it. Unhook the tarp. Then I take the other end of the pole and put it in the other pocket that's been sewn on and stake down again. You always want to have some type of shock cord to protect that tarp, because when the weight comes on there, instead of putting the pressure on the tarp, the shock cord will absorb that pressure. Now it's open inside. And if it does get windy, if the wind's coming this way, you can put the tarp down like this. And it opens it up really nice. Tumbleweed is going to take us on a little hike around his property.
Fencing so that's in thirds, okay? And they feed on this third. These two are allowed to come back. What we have just done is we're on a little high ground out in the middle of this other word. It's downhill in every direction from here, and this is the bump. And when we pack our gear in and come out here to pulk or backpack and hammock for the night, that's a hump to the bump.
Hump to the bump.
So if you talk to some of the guys and ask them if they know where the bump is, like Nick has been here a couple of times and stuff. So I can't get the loads out of the woods because the hills are so steep. He said there's no money in it for me if I spend all my time being stuck.
That's
Which,
true.
you know, I mean, he's in it to make a living.
That's true.
But the deer come across the top of this ridge every single year.
Who's holding up the pack? Is that you, runner?
Don't look at the camera.
I might have to run all the way back to my car.
And the plywood was just laying in the mud, and I asked him,
When people are out of line, Jim brings them down here and we put them in this timeout area. Have we had anyone in there yet, Jim?
Wisconsin gulag.
Yes.
That corner is our property boundary. Comes to here, and then it goes down to the and here's the shaft. That's when it came down when I was driving.
As a teenager going up, it was still rare to see eagles then. 3 years since left. Yep.
Hello there.
Howdy.
Up here at the Shack King, they have a little bar in the middle of the woods. We got our was there a bartender in there? Bartender, I'll have tequila. You got any tequila?
Sure, yeah.
There we go. That looks like a margarita.
A martini or margarita, yeah. Shaking.
We got a line here. We got a line of guys that are thirsty.
Johnny Walker Black, half a bottle.
Here we got some thirsty hikers. What will you have there, runner?
You got
How about your best scotch?
We got that.
Yeah.
10 year,
$100.
20 year. What do you want?
What's that?
20 year or 10 year single
What's
malt?
a good year? You're the bartender.
2021 was a good year.
There you go.
Because we lived through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Can't say that's true for this year. Hey, how about a Johnny Walker Black? We got one?
They're patiently waiting.
Does that explain why my head is
Is that a badger hole? Well, we just finished hiking. Man, it was beautiful with the snow coming down. We've seen some bald eagles and went in the woods, out of the woods, and yeah, he's got a nice piece of land, especially following this Ice Age trail. It's just a gorgeous piece of property. Now, another thing, you guys, that's great about the Hammock Forum group hangs, let alone the people and the food, but also checking out the different setups, the uniqueness and the creativity that these people put into them. Especially if you're new to hammocking, because there's a lot you can learn here, and everyone is willing to share what they have learned over these years. And every year I like to film something that's really unique, something that's new to the hammock industry. Check this out.
It's actually modular, so you can add batteries.
All right, you guys, I got Frank here, trail name Swung. And every time we come up here to the Shack Hang, in Minnesota Frozen Butt Hang, Wisconsin Frozen Butt Hang, he always has this cool gear. And this year is no exception. He has something that's really cool I'd like to share with you.
You bet. So the new thing that we started doing this year is a little bit of like boondocking. We've been getting out into the UP, going out to some of the natural forest land where you can do free dispersed camping, get into a little bit of fly fishing, stuff like that. So you try to pack as much as you can into one simple vehicle, and I think I've come up with something actually pretty cool. So I got it set up where I got a $400 topper that I just modified, filled it full of holes, and I got a wood stove plumb through the roof so I can stay a little bit warm. And I know people are going to tell me that's taboo and I'm going to kill myself, but it's worked good so far, knock on wood. But I have my heat. I got 200 watts of solar on the roof that I usually plumb down into a battery bank that's not here for this weekend because we didn't need it. But then all that electricity runs my fridge, it runs my fans, it runs my lights, runs everything I need, so that I'm able to just pull this into anything and basically make it our home for the weekend. And as much as I like the bed, I'm not completely sold on sleeping inside the truck, so I just go with hammock stand. So this is one that McLean Metalworks used to make, and it's now I think been called Adventure Hammock Systems or something like that. It's made to hook onto your trailer hitch, but I just rigged it up to run an adapter off of the wheel of my truck. So that I can keep it tucked in underneath the 270-degree awning. So I can sleep in my hammock right alongside the truck without having to run any secondary tarps or any consequential stuff that could fail, or I can pack this all up pretty quick. So Superior Gear hammock works out pretty good because it's a one-stop shop. Got all your insulation built right into it. And then, I don't know, you got like little things like water, I guess, is my next big obstacle to overcome, but pretty much I can take this anywhere and have everything I would need at my disposal. So
Now, who makes the hammock stand that you have
the
it
hammock
attached to your
stand?
wheel?
This one is McLean Metalworks,
Okay.
but they're now been rebranded. It's the same company, but they rebranded it as Adventure Hammock Systems, I believe. And the stand itself is they call the Bare Bones XL. It's the only one that will fit like a full-length 11-foot hammock.
And that's a problem. Most of them are like 9.5 tops.
Correct. Like a what are they, like the Enos or
Yes.
like a day use type of hammock. Those all work great on a smaller stand, but nobody made one, so they filled the gap. They just made one, and it's awesome. I love it.
And that you can hook up to the receiver and the tire. on
Correct.
yours.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can plug this into the trailer hitch on the truck, or you could put it on any car, and then you just have to figure out how to cover it up with a tarp. But for me, I'd rather lay like alongside the truck, so I can sleep in here, and then if my girlfriend comes with me, or if I have somebody else with me and they want to sleep in the back of the truck, there's a whole bed for them in there if they want to use it.
Super cool.
Yeah. Something to do a little bit different. I mean, I started backpacking. I moved into canoeing. Progressively, I got a little bit lazier and lazier and lazier, but boondocking seems to be where it's at for me right now. There's a lot of places you can go, especially in the Midwest here, that are phenomenal. Just phenomenal. My camp kitchen, I just use a 5-pound growler of propane. The little propane growler has a splitter to it as well. And then it's just a little... It's from a company called Ignite, or Ignic, I think. And then my girlfriend had actually forgot to buy me a birthday present one year, so she told me I could go on Amazon and buy whatever stove I wanted. And I came up with the Jetboil Genesis, which is the Cadillac of base camp cooking. It's very modular. You can chain them all together, so all of these run in one piece. And then I can stack it up inside of the spare tire carrier in the back, and I have a perfect little camp kitchen.
That's cool.
I mean, this is a little bit nerdy. Nobody's going to take that backpacking, but that's the espresso machine that we were using this morning. But yeah, this whole thing is like a clamshell. It folds shut. These burners are separate. This burner is separate. So everything like disassembles and it packs away in the little like orange crates that I use in the back of the truck. So everything just kind of tucks away and you don't even see it anymore.
Super cool.
Yeah, it is fun.
Check this out. Hey you guys, this is Tad from Hammock Gear, and I got a little story I got to tell you. It's interesting that he's here. Oh, it would have been April. My brother and sister-in-law were gonna paddle down the whole Mississippi. Was it 2,200 miles? And they were gonna try the hammock for the first time. I got them a hammock, but they didn't have any quilts. So I told them, get some Hammock Gear quilts, and I'll show you how to do it. But they needed it in a hurry. And I called up a guy and said, hey, I ordered some quilts for my brother and my sister-in-law, and they're leaving earlier than I expected. Can you get them out? And he says, yeah, no problem. I'll have it within a week or so. 5 days, this guy right here, Tad, who I talked to, hooked us up. My brother's really appreciative in his way.
Oh, that's the whole team at Hammock here. We take our customers seriously.
Great customer service. I
Yeah.
really appreciate
We
that.
love our customers and we try to do what we can. So, of course, somebody's gonna call me right now. This is just a prototype fabric that we're testing. Just checking it out. It's from Challenger Sailcloth, and they're meaning it to be a Dyneema replacement. They're trying to make a heavier duty fabric, something that's will take a little bit more beating than Dyneema. And it's a little heavy, it's a little bulky, doesn't pack down that great, but it's a pretty freaking awesome tarp, and it will never leak. But it's just a prototype we were doing and testing it out, see how it goes out, how it handles in the woods. So I'm field testing it today.
So does it shed water like
It
Cuban
sheds
fiber?
water better than Cuban fiber, and it's not, when it crinkles up, it's not going to get soft like Cuban fiber does. So Cuban fiber can shred and delaminate if it gets overstretched. This stuff is way heavier. It's got the same type of fibers through it, but it's a much heavier sheet coating on it. And it's a nice fabric. I don't think it's ready for primetime use, but boy, if you want a bomb-proof winter outfit, this is the way to go.
So is it going to be cheaper than Cuban fiber?
We don't know yet. We like I said, we bought a few yards just to play with some prototypes.
so-
and, I think it'd make excellent dry bags.
Yeah.
That's something that we're going to be playing with as well, and just try to find a use for this fabric because I think it's a really good Dyneema alternate.
And if it does, it's an alternative, when would you guesstimate you'd have it out?
That's hard to say. I mean, this is our busiest time of the season, so coming out.
You know
with
I'm going to hold you to it, Tim.
Yeah, I know this is our busiest time of the season, so
I
coming
want
out
it
with new
now.
products is
I don't
a
need
tough
it now.
thing.
I want it now.
I'm the one who's got to go in and either myself or Adam and design these things. So it's I don't know. We don't really see that there's a demand for it yet. So it's hard to bring in a whole ton of fabric and try something new, spend all that money and not have it sell. Everything costs money,
Yeah.
and it's all return on investment. If we started making this, if there was an interest in it, we could start making them in a month if we knew there was an interest. But obviously, that interest is also based on price point. We know that.
Well, if you send me one out, I'll test it for you.
Alrighty. Oh, you might be going home with this one.
Oh, I love that. I'll definitely test it out. I love testing gear.
Alrighty. Yeah. One of the things as a hammock gear person, I really want to explain to people who either get hammock gear kits from us or any hammock gear hammock. We, on all of our hammocks, have these pack hooks right here. And they're meant to support the suspension. If you don't use those, your quilt can
It'll
shift
shift
around on you underneath. This helps keep them in place tremendously. So that's one of the benefits of getting a whole system from Hammock Gear is they're all meant to work together like this. If you have another hammock, you can buy these pack hooks and sew them on.
Yep.
And I highly recommend this. If you're buying a quilt from us, highly recommend adding these to your hammock. So this is the pack hook, and all you do, just like that.
I just got done eating lunch, had some chili. Mrs. Runner made some chili that was very tasty.
Yeah, Mrs. Bremer made a great batch of chili.
Mrs. Who?
Mrs. Runner. Thank her for the chili.
And we're up there at camp and sitting by the fire and talking, reminiscent of the old days. And I just found out a guy named Mark that used to come up here just passed away about a half a year ago, which is kind of sad. And it snowed yesterday.
Yes, it did. And the snow brushed right off. I did have a little bit of condensation on the outside, but nothing on the inside snowing down on me.
And also, there was a guy that used to come up here. He made beef sandwiches that you dip. They're phenomenal. The best beef sandwiches I ever had. His name was Seti.
2018, Tumbleweed, the Shack Hang. It's a winter party out here.
So Seti, if you're watching this, he moved to California. Next year, I know it's warm in California and it's going to be tough to come back up here in the snow, but if you can come up here, bring those beef sandwiches, miss you, brother. Hope to see you. And another thing that's really great, you guys, there's a guy named JP that makes titanium cooking utensils and other things that I'm going to be testing on the next trip. JP, whose company name is Pierre Build, also makes a portable backpacking titanium grill that breaks down to fit in your pack. This is something I'm really interested in. Though it is a prototype, I will be getting one when it's in full production. I'll put a link down below for you to check out his cool stuff. And also, Hammock Gear is here, and he has this new type of material for, it's going to be, well, it may replace Cuban fiber that they're coming out with. So I'm going to be taking that up. Also, between Christmas and New Year's, Runner and I will be up in the Boundary Waters. Got up to 40 degrees, well, not quite, 39 degrees, which is 5 Celsius. So the snow is kind of mixed. It's a wet, drizzly snow. So I got my hood on because it's getting a little damp. But that means everything's gonna be frozen tomorrow. That's all right. Everyone's by the fire. Because the days are short in December, The darkness of light snuck up on us quicker than we would have liked.
Where all this came from?
It goes together, doesn't it?
After gorging on some more amazing food,
I got it back in there again. What do you think?
we kept the tradition of the shack's white elephant gift exchange.
More than one thing. Tiny first aid.
Not necessarily stuff I
Nice.
stuff I saw.
Very nice.
Oh, magnifier sheet. Oh, the blind man needs it. Our eyesight's
What do you
failing.
want?
Runner.
What do you want?
Runner.
Oh.
Oh, he's not steering.
See, this is Wisconsin nice doesn't necessarily work in the.
That's a magic trick.
Booger Rex.
Oh, look at that. I had
There
one.
we go.
I'm stealing it. I'm stealing it because I've been wanting one.
You can't reach it. Look at her.
Technically, she could.
She already had ideas for it.
Come and get it. I'm gonna walk it over to you. I'm gonna make you earn that. Oh, well, this means I can steal anything.
That's a nice
Mug.
After all of the fun and laughter,
I think you had a little bit too much to drink.
we all scampered out to the warmth of our winter fire to spend our last few hours together, spinning stories of hangs of past and our hopes of future hangs to come. After sharing with our friends how Runner and I would have to leave in the morning at first light, we said our goodbyes and headed to our winter shelter. For our long night of slumber. Sadly, it is time to leave. Good morning, everyone. This is the last day of the Shack Hang. It was really great coming up here, meeting our old friends and making new friends. And also Hammock Gear was up here and they gave away a lot of equipment. They gave away a 0-degree incubator and a 0-degree burrow, which is a top quilt, and also a tarp and other things. And even Runner won something.
Yeah,
And it was-
imagine that, huh?
Yeah, and it was, I thought that was really gracious of them to bring the equipment down and share it with other people, because there's people that could use that. And it got down to about, I would say
My thermometer said 33 this morning, actually, when I just looked at it. So,
33 degrees. I was expecting it to be colder.
Yeah.
Everything's kind of wet and, taking down the tarp. My fingers got cold on that wet. But that's 0 degrees Celsius, so we got right down to freezing, which is cool. It's pretty with that frost and the snow on the trees. It's just gorgeous here. What do you think, Runner?
Yeah, it's just beautiful here, and it was really a really nice weekend. And like the Marine said, we got a chance to meet some new people, make some new friends, and and visit with some of the people we had in the past when we were at the Shack Hang a couple years ago. So it's really a nice opportunity. And this is a beautiful setting, without a doubt. The snow even makes it more beautiful as far as I'm concerned.
With the Shack Hang, it's really if you're going to start out hammock camping and for winter time, this is a good hang to start off at. Always go in the backyard, test your gear, and this would be a good place to start. And if you ever need any gear, you just notify the guys on Hammock Forum that are coming to the Shack Hang, and they'll bring gear for you, an underquilt and topcoats. I have a lot of it, so if you ever think about it, you know, notify us and we'll help you out. And it's really a great hang to be at. And the best part of it, the food is amazing. It's just so much food, and man, look at that.
Yeah,
What do you think of that, huh?
You gotta go back on that diet now.
Gotta get back on that diet. Well, you guys, this is the Marine and Runner. Thank you for watching, and God bless. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Everywhere you go.
This is the way we go.
That's all, folks.